My boyfriend proposed on April Fools, but I'm not the person who's mad about it. My boyfriend and I had been together for a year and 2 days, April 2nd. We had been seeing each other for a month before the drift season at his home track started up. He had asked me to come to the first event on April 2nd, 2022 as a photographer in the media team while he drifted in one of the 3 groups. I got approved, and that's how I went to my first drift event. The moment was perfect. He got me a ride along, and after some hesitation, I strapped in. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. After my ride along, I took off my helmet and ran into his arms with adrenaline in my veins. I fell in love with drifting, and he fell in love with me. We have a wonderful relationship. It's like living in a fairy tale. He's this kind, caring, and attentive partner whose love for me superseded his pessimism for the world. Our communication, chemistry, and comprehension, it's all top-notch. We've never had an argument, we've never gone to bed mad at each other, we're doing all the things we need to do to have a good future, it's great. So here's the meat of the story. I have 2 best friends, Sally and Gina. Sally's birthday is April 1st, and this year, the first drift event of this season fell on the same date. So we all coordinated a plan. My boyfriend and I would go to the track, we'd leave before the event ends, get the mud off of us, and go to Gina's house for Sally's birthday party. Already, nothing is going right. What's supposed to be a drizzle is a full downpour, and what was supposed to be a 5 to 8 minute media meeting lasted 16 seconds. So I turned around, and there he was, my boyfriend, on one knee with a chick-shaped ring pop. I felt 2 distinct emotions, joyous surprise and an instant oh crap, it's my BFF's birthday. My stomach churned in confusion. I couldn't hear anything he was saying. All I know is that I got my yes out, we kissed, we hugged, and I kept my breakfast down. I called Gina shortly after to tell her that he proposed. I know she tried her best to sound happy for me, but she said we would have to chat when we got to her house and that we shouldn't mention it to Sally. I told her I wasn't planning to announce an engagement on her birthday, and we'd have a better convo in person. I talked briefly to my boyfriend and we agreed to keep it under wraps until our anniversary the next day. Fast forward to Sally's birthday party. We successfully avoided bringing it up to not ruin the party, but of course, my boyfriend stuck his foot in his mouth when he said, I feel weird sharing anything about the track without announcing our engagement. Sally was sitting between us. My heart dropped to my ass, and after we both stared at each other, she disappeared into a room with Gina. She shortly came out and pulled me into the room, and the first thing out of her mouth was I heard what he said. To my understanding, Gina and Sally were upset that he went through the first half of his proposal plan when they had all been in on this elaborate engagement plan. Sally expressed that at first, she was okay with sharing the date, as he had asked her, but after so much changed, she told him she wasn't comfortable with it because she felt like he was putting her birthday as a sideline event to celebrate the engagement instead. I explained that I knew how he was, and figured that he did the first half because the track and the date are incredibly important to us, but that had I known he was planning this, I would have stopped him to avoid the tension. The night ended, my boyfriend drove Sally and another friend home, and we headed home. The entire ride was spent in conversation. He expressed that we had talked about engagement so much, and April was such an important month in our relationship, that he didn't want to disappoint me by not proposing on the first, and that he thought Sally meant she wasn't comfortable with making the dinner portion about our engagement, and had no intentions of letting it slip. To his credit, he's a terrible liar. So now I'm in this uncomfortable position. I spent our anniversary the next day, April 2nd, trying to iron this situation out. I apologized to Sally, discussed it with my boyfriend for the 50th time, and his mom chimed in. He agreed to apologize to make things right because he felt bad that she's upset and I'm upset because she's upset, and his mom said that while she understood he picked such a rough date, it sucked that Sally couldn't have put her anger aside for just a moment to be happy for me. I decided that we'd consider the ring pop engagement a gag until he proposed with the actual ring, and we'd make that date our official engagement date. The third was spent in hours-long conversations, trying to understand why Sally was upset about it, and to my understanding, she was afraid I'd have to pick between my engagement and her birthday going forward. She felt like he put a damper on the day, she felt like he had ignored her requests, etc. I comforted her by telling her that I'd never have to choose because I'd always pick her birthday and celebrate my engagement on our yearly anniversary the next day, and that this back and forth had to be resolved between her and my boyfriend. The phone call ended with Sally explaining that she was angry still, but she talked it out with him. I reached my breaking point when the reality hit. Not only had I not been able to announce my engagement, and still haven't, but no one stopped to realize that I was the only person in this equation who hadn't known anything, and I was the one stuck trying to fix it all. I broke down when I realized that the only happy response I got was from my boyfriend's parents. I'm not mad at anyone specifically, and I don't fully believe one person is right or wrong, but I'm at a loss. I'm scared of things going wrong when he does the formal proposal, and I want this to happen when Sally is at a place where she can be happy for me, but I'm incredibly frustrated that this is all happening over a date, and I'm just not sure what to do or what steps to take. What would you do in my situation? Edit. I forgot to include the last part, sorry. Gina was the first person I called when I broke down, as she had also been trying to get Sally to see over the situation, and Gina is insisting that she will take care of the situation on her end because she loves me and can't believe this whole Sally thing blinded everyone, including her, to how I felt. Gina stated that Sally was just in an off mood the entire time, before we arrived, that some stuff happened between a mutual friend that soured the occasion, and that the whole day had gone to shit for everyone, so tensions not related to us boiled over and I got stuck with the heat, and that she insisted on me not spending 2 entire days on this for my happiness and sake. She apologized to me, BF apologized to Sally, BF apologized to me for putting me in this weird situation, said that one way or another, we'd make my boyfriend's second proposal the best day of my life, and that's where we are now. Update, I'm gonna make it as short as possible because wow. Some of y'all said that there had to have been some sort of manipulation at play here, and y'all were right. Sally was manipulating situations to skew people's opinions, was omitting important facts to how the day progressed, and she manipulated a friend into being a double agent in this situation by manipulating them into believing that we were not really their friends. The fact that she did all of this, and I'm not sure why, but the fact that she screwed with our friends and me, and her issue with whatever hurt my partner is enough for me to cut her off without a conversation and be okay. If she had concerns about my partner, she should have talked to me as a friend instead of letting me experience this engagement proposal. The problem is all of the avenues she's tried to make him seem like a bad person are backed up by lengthy receipts of him trying his best to be fair and kind. So it wasn't hard to figure out where she was going with some of this. People told her to talk to me, to give me a heads up about these concerns, that they thought were real because she heavily altered the proof. Her response? I don't know, man. I want to see her face and judge if she's too in love or if she will beat his butt. I was going to hit this chat up to ask anyone thinks me has been changing lately. Forward. You cared more about seeing my reaction than being my sister and talking to me? Insane. You're no friend to me. I will give her the opportunity to speak for herself and I will be civil, but she hurt so many of the people I love in one go, and that is unforgivable to me.
Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed it and want to see more, please consider subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when we release new content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, so you never miss an upload. We appreciate your support and hope you'll join us on this journey.